51-yard attempt. That's huge in the CFL. That's very hard. Good! We win! We win! We won! We won! We won! We won! We're 6-2-1! He's back! The Ottawa REDBLACKS win 31-29 on a third, actually technically a fourth walk-off field goal from Lewis Ward, because if you remember our game against Saskatchewan, that was a walk-off field goal. It was a tie, though, not a win. But nonetheless, we were losing, and Lewis Ward comes onto the field and walks the game off by tying, and also walked regulation off. So, you know, that game, he was nuts. But this game, let's talk about this game where he did go 3 for 3, by the way, including the walk-off winner from 51 yards out. That is not an easy field goal to make in the CFL unless your name is Lewis Ward. If your name is Lewis Ward, that's just Thursday for you. This was a great game. If you like Canadian football, you love this game. I'm very happy that I'm a fan of the winning team here. I feel like I'd be way more sour on this game if I was a Calgary fan. Like, watching this game, cheering for your team, back and forth, really close, tight battle. To come up short must really sting. And if you're a fan of any of the other 7 fan bases, this was just, I mean, what a game to watch. I am a REDBLACKS fan, first and foremost. I'm an Ottawa fan, first and foremost. But I am a football fan. In general, I'm a fan of football. And this is the kind of game where, yeah, this is a good football game. Like, I'll put it this way. I would rather watch the Ottawa REDBLACKS get just an ugly win, just a gross win, and then, like, watch a good game of football where they lose. Yeah, I will take the, like, 1-0 game where we get a rouge in the first quarter and then nobody scores. If we're the team that gets the one rouge, I'd rather see that than be on the other end of this game. But if I turn on the TV and I see a 1-0 game in the third quarter and nothing's happening, it's not because the defense is good, it's because the offense is bad, and they're just kind of trading punts, kind of their 40, my 40, their 40, my 40. That's boring. I'd much rather watch a damn good game of football, and that was what this was. From the start, Calgary starts with the ball. First play from scrimmage. Fumble. Recovered by Ottawa. And while we don't get a major, and we were deep in their territory, we were at about their 20, a 3-0 lead to start the game, and knowing that, like, we get the ball to start the second is huge. And if the defense gets a stop, then we could really bring it to them. The defense doesn't get a stop. Calgary just right down. We get 2 second down penalties on second and relatively long that definitely, there were a few times where we got a penalty where it's like, that could be something we regret. Like, at the end of the day, yeah, we won, but plays like that were, had the game gone the other way, you would have looked back and been like, those penalties were brutal. Our defense came up when it mattered, but Calgary marches right down, scores 7-3 Calgary. We respond in kind, and to see Jeremiah Masoli be Jeremiah Masoli. I can remember the day we got him. They announced that we signed Jeremiah Masoli. I was celebrating. I thought he was going to be the savior of the franchise. I really did. I thought, like, here's a legit quarterback, and to see him go down with injury and then have it happen again. It's been 404 days since he last played a game, 999 days since he last won a game. And it's like he didn't take any time off. I mean, he had, okay, I have some player stats, but I want to just talk about Masoli. 254 yards. Passed for TD. To see us immediately respond to their touchdown with a touchdown drive of our own warmed my heart. To see Ackland have 93, was it 93? 94 yards receiving. And knowing the Masoli Ackland connection back in Hamilton, to see it light up here in Ottawa. I mean, this might be like the happiest I've been as a Red Blacks fan since November of 2016. Yeah, or the Miracle on Bank. Well, I guess November 2016 was after the Miracle on Bank. Like, in terms of just pure joy that this has brought me, I as crazy as it is to say, I think I might rate this over 2018. Because 2018 was a great season, and it was, and I don't want to take anything away from that. But it was kind of expected. We'd been contenders for a while. We knew that we were a good team. You know, if we won the Grey Cup, maybe it would be like, oh man, the 2016-2018 Red Blacks, that was amazing. That was the best. But it was a great season. But this feels so different, where it's like, first off, we haven't made the playoffs in so long. That was the last time we made the playoffs, was 2018. So the fact that we are well on our way to postseason football, that we've really, like, we are a 6-2-1 team. We are second in the East. In order for us to miss the postseason, this would involve Toronto getting ahead of us. We are a game and a half ahead of them. But okay, I mean, we are as close to Toronto as we are to Montreal. This would require Hamilton to leapfrog us. A 2-win team would need to find a way to make up 4.5 games. They got 9 games left. They've got 9 games left. Or it would require Winnipeg leapfrogging us. Now, they have 3 wins, but they're in the West. So again, it's like, what, 3.5 game lead on the playoffs, plus we're in second in the East with a 1.5 game lead? Yeah. I don't want to say it out loud, right? I'm not going to say it out loud about what we think is going to happen. But it wouldn't just take an epic collapse on our end. It would also take an epic resurgence from another team. Like, it would take Edmonton or Hamilton or Winnipeg just locking in, and also Calgary. Now, Calgary is pretty good at home. That's part of why this is such a huge win. I mean, BC didn't beat them at home. They almost beat us. And you know what? We're the second best team in the league. We are the second best team in the league. Bar none. Bar none. First off, we have 6 wins in 9 games. No one else in this league, except for Montreal, has 6 wins in 9 games. And not only do we have 6 wins, we only have 2 losses. The other was a tie. Our point percentage, our win percentage, is above .700. Above. Like, it's not .666, which is already great. Already Grey Cup contender level good. It is above 700. We have dropped 2 games out of 9. We have not lost in 5 games. A 5-game unbeaten streak. I don't know if that's the longest active in the league right now. I think Montreal. It's Montreal or us for sure. And either way, that is good. Like, that is good. The other thing too is, oh no, like, we face Nathan Rourke. You know, when Vernon Adams Jr. went down, I felt bad for him. But also, when I was looking at the BC games, I was like, there's a chance that we can kind of steal this one from them because they don't have their starter, and now they're going to have somebody arguably better than Vernon Adams. And God forbid, knock on wood. I had a wooden desk behind her drawer. say BC takes both games. Both. We'd still be 6-4-1. We'd still be in a fine spot. We'd still be able to say, yeah, but we face Hamilton twice. We've got a game against Saskatchewan that we realistically can win. Montreal feels beatable. And the other thing that's nice is I've seen so many people give excuses for our record. Time and time and time again. Oh, well, Winnipeg is a bad team, and then that same bad team would go and beat, a good team, but whatever. Fine. Winnipeg's a bad team. That win doesn't count. Plus, you lost to them. And, Calgary is a bad team. Even at home when they beat really good teams, and even though we destroyed them at home, they're a bad team. And Hamilton's a bad team. It feels like, compared to us, everyone's a bad team. That's what it feels like. It feels like the reason why we keep beating bad teams is because, when they step on the field against the Ottawa REDBLACKS, they're bad. And, but you barely beat them. And Montreal got away with a few close games and nobody mocks them for it. Oh, but remember when they destroyed you? Remember when we destroyed Calgary? Like, this is the first time where I'm, really confident. I've been confident, but now I'm there's really no angle that you can look at this Ottawa team and say, oh yeah, they aren't that good. I'm officially sick and tired of people just assuming that the Eastern Division final is going to be Montreal-Toronto. Toronto might not even host a playoff game. Are you kidding me? The assumption should be it's going to be Ottawa and Montreal. And the assumption shouldn't even just be that Montreal's going to walk us. The assumption should be we'll see how the next two games between Ottawa and Montreal go. Because, they pretty badly beat us. But that was one game. That's one bad game. We've had one game all season where I could say, that was bad. Our other loss against Winnipeg, one, we did have a quarterback injury. And two, slow start. We just couldn't get things together. And then since then, we've been unbeatable, literally. And I'm starting to wonder who's good enough. And if we beat BC in either of the two games, I'm done. I'm putting headphones on. No, we're going to the Grey Cup. I'll say it. But I'll give the benefit of, okay, Nathan Rourke is pretty good. BC is very strong. Let's see what happens. But it feels like every week, let's see what happens before we really solidly declare Ottawa is a scary team. A team that you should be scared to play against. And for me, this is officially where it's I'll put it this way. If you're a Toronto fan, you should be dreading the fact that you're having to play us 3 times down the stretch. That should terrify you if you're an Argonauts fan. You should look at your record. You should look at the fact that you're going to have to face us 3 times, and you should prepare for 3 losses. I'm not saying that's going to happen. In fact, if I'm being completely honest, I don't think it will. It's very hard to beat the same football team 3 times in a row, or potentially 4 if it goes into the playoffs. So, Toronto might take one from us. But this assumption that they're just going to win all 3, take the second place in the East, and it's going to be Toronto, Montreal. No! Can we stop with that, please? Can this game finally put that to bed? The fact that we went to Calgary with our backup and still won in Calgary. They're untouchable at home. Guess what? It still remains that there is one team in this league that has played 5 home games and didn't drop a single one. And I'll tell you this, that ain't Toronto. It's not even Montreal. One team. One team is that good. One team is that scary at home and good enough on the road that it makes a monster of a football team. It makes, honestly, potentially the best team Ottawa has seen in the CFL era. I mean, 6-2 and 1. What more needs to be said? What more needs to be said? How does this not remind you of not the team from 2018? Not even the team from 2016. They finished 8-9 and 1. And I think it's safe to say an 8-9 and 1 record right now would be really disappointing, even if we do win the Grey Cup. Not 2015. This team reminds me of a time before I was born. The 70s, the 60s. Teams that I read about and learned about growing up. That's what this reminds me of. The team that multiple times this season got the ball with less than a minute to go, tied or losing in their own territory, and won in regulation. And that's where I'm like, you got to stop with the excuses and saying, oh, we aren't that good. Last season, we don't win a single one of those games. We, against the Elks, the first time, we might win in overtime, but it goes to overtime. Against the Ticats, that's a loss. That's a loss last season. This game, this is a loss last season. Saskatchewan, that's not a tie. That is a loss last season. That's 7 points right there of our 13. And that's the difference. We were a bad team that was making excuses for our badness of, oh, well, we almost won. Oh, well, if just Crum got like an extra yard, we could have forced overtime. And now the shoe is on the other foot. Now we are the team that finds a way. If we get the ball down by less than 3 with under a minute to go, pack it up, we won. Because literally every single time that has happened this season, we won. And it has happened more than once this season. 3 times we were either tied or losing with under a minute to go with the ball in our own territory. All 3 games went down as a regulation win. And this game is one of them. And Calgary is one of the scariest home teams in the league. But I have to say one of. Because the one scariest home team and pretty scary away team too in this league, it's the Ottawa REDBLACKS. It's the Ottawa REDBLACKS. Armstead's touchdown, I gotta get back to the game, but Armstead's touchdown was amazing. It was a work of art. It was beautiful. I was with a friend. I was with a buddy watching the game. And I think this story is kind of the best way to tell you how the winds have changed. When we scored that touchdown, we were pretty happy. We were celebrating. Bar was giving a cheer. Okay, that happens, you know. Now, they got away. I thought they got away with intentional grounding, but, you know, whatever. They drive right back down the field. They score themselves. So it went from being 10-7 for us. And again, another touchdown. Calgary makes it 14-10. Now we got a good drive. We get to their 12 and we take a 3. So we're down 1 as the quarter ends, 14-13. And I mean, that's a good, like I said, this is a great game. To have a score 14-13 in the Canadian Football League at the end of the first quarter, mwah, beautiful. We give up a rouge, but we do get a 2 and out, so that's fine. You know, now it's 15-13. And then we get a stop. We're stuck in our own end. We drive the ball. We get a rouge. So it is now 16-14 because they get another rouge. We get a rouge, then they get a rouge. And then here is where the emotions started to get high. Final 2 minutes, moving the ball. Acklin almost gets a touchdown. It's out of bounds. He catches it, but can't land in bounds. And Jeremiah Masoli, a pass to Devontae Dedmon, who is a grown expletive man. I'm so happy about this win that I'm even willing to quote a Cowboys fan. That's how happy I am. Touchdown, 21-16. We go into the half on top, up by 5. The Dedmon touchdown, the bar got even more raucous. And the third, we start good. Good drive, really good drive going. And as this drive was going, as we were getting closer and closer to their end zone, as we got that 1st and goal, I saw something that I have not seen in this city in a long, long time. We weren't just cheering for a score, which we were. We weren't just, clapping, yeah, okay, woo, and then go back to our drinks. The bar erupted. Again, not even when, yes, after Crum scored the touchdown, obviously, but just as that drive was happening, as it was starting to become real that, like, this team is good. This team is making Calgary look human in Calgary. And the bar just erupted. I don't know exactly who started it, but just with, let's go Red Blacks. Let's go Red Blacks. Let's go Red. Getting louder and louder. Like the whole, not just like one or two people or one or two groups of people. I'm talking like everyone in the bar, everyone in the restaurant was just getting into it. When's the last time that happened in this city? Look, we weren't at the game. We weren't at a restaurant near the game. We were just people at a sports bar watching the game on TV. And I think everyone could tell the same thing. That this game is the second statement that we've had against Calgary. The first statement was like, yeah, we're a legit team. We're good. We're great even. This game was, we are the class of the league. We are the biggest threat to Montreal. We are. It's us right now. Right now, I think it's us. It's not Toronto. It's not Toronto. Not right now. Maybe sure, 9 games down the road, things will change. But as of right now, the team that Montreal is probably saying, oh gosh, like, if we face them in the Eastern Final, we got to give it 120%. It's us. It's us. The team that has a shot at winning is us. And we go up 28-16. And then, and this is the other part. I know this video is running long, but this is the game. We're moving down the field good, right? 28-16. And then the offense kind of dried up. And the defense, which already kind of had a rough first quarter. Second quarter was good. We give up a field goal. We don't get anything on offense. We give up a touchdown. So instead of being up 28-16, it's now 28-19. And then we're only up by 1. They make it 28-26. And they're moving the ball. When we get the ball, we get sacked twice. Drive ends. Their drive starts at their own 40. 5 minutes left. We need a stop, right? Get a stop. We can seal the deal. Second down, we seem to have gotten the ball back on a second and very, very short, but play is called already over. Calgary keeps the ball, and we get a stop on second down at the 3-minute warning. Field goal imminent. Kick it through. We're down 1. 29-28. This is where Ottawa teams of the past lose the game. Especially because we don't get it on our next drive. It's not our next drive that's the game-winning drive. When you think of like walk-off field goals, you kind of do think of, okay, like we got scored on, but there's like 2 minutes and change left. Okay, we get a long, slow, methodical drive. We drive down to like their 20. It probably could have even been a touchdown drive, but we just like eat clock. We like eat up 1 minute and 58 seconds. and then we just kick an easy field goal. That's not what happened. We go for it on third down. We don't convert. They get the ball back with a minute and change. And when it matters most, our defense gets a stop. We get the ball back, and Jeremiah Masoli, who has not won in almost 1,000 days, has to find a way to lead a comeback drive with 48 seconds to go. Pass to Ackland, almost picked but not picked. Ackland gets it. 2nd and 12. He drops back, runs, finds Addison open with 2 seconds on the clock. Just close enough. 51 yards. And Lewis Ward nails it. You saw the emotion on Masoli. We win, we celebrate. He's down on one knee crying. He's done it. He won the game. 400 total yards. 400 yards of offense. That's how many we got to their 331. And it was an even game. We both had 22 first downs. But at the end of the day, despite the fact that Calgary was unbeaten at home, despite the fact that our backup was in who hadn't played in over 400 days, despite all of it, come away with the win. Welcome to a new chapter in Ottawa football. What more is there to say? This is the team we've been waiting for. And like everyone in the bar was saying, like everyone in the city is saying, and we will continue to say well into November. Go Ottawa! Go!